All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today, I wanted to do a market breakdown for you guys today. I know a lot of people struggled with price action today. I only had a break even, but I do these every day in the Discord where I break down the market and kind of like go over the setups you guys could have like taken or how you could have approached everything differently. So I decided to change it up, upload this to YouTube today, and show you guys like some days you really just don't have to take a trade or you have to be okay with taking a break even. So coming into the day, I had a bullish bias overnight. We had an initial move down, and then we started to trend up. Now for draws and liquidity, we had obviously previous day high. We had here. I had some stuff on the charts really quick. Let me just pull these back up. We had previous day high. We had these daily highs. I had 4-hour CE, the 4-hour marked up. But that's not really important. And then I had this 15-minute gap up here. And then for sell side, we obviously had this low right here. We had this low. We had London low. We had this low, and then we had previous day low. So in pre-market, we had already tapped this 15-minute gap. So I was kind of looking for price to trade through that and give me a continuation lower if I was going to look for these lows. Otherwise, I was looking for continuations potentially higher towards previous day high. So market opens up and hold on a second. We initially push up. So we start pushing up. And at this point, I'm potentially seeing, okay, maybe we're going to look for continuations towards previous day high up here. But a lot of people took this short right here. Okay, now this wasn't a bad short right here. If you did take this, we get this manipulation. NQ at this time had actually swept out. I believe we had Monday Asia highs right here. ES never swept them out. So technically we had an SMT. You could have definitely shorted that right here, and then you could have targeted that market open wick at 9:30. So that would have been a great trade right there. You could have easily got a 1-to-1 depending on where you put your stop right there. Reason I didn't take this was because there was a 2-minute gap right here, and I wasn't sure if price was just going to hold this 2-minute gap and just keep pushing higher. The other thing I liked here is that we had 15-minute CE we hadn't tapped as well, so you could have just like held to there, honestly. I did see some people get in over, where was it, on this candle right here after we kind of break through. You're kind of confirming at that point we're displacing lower, like you're going to get lower. You could have ran your stop right there for a tight stop loss, and then you could have targeted the market open wick or 15-minute CE, and you would hit like a 1-to-1 1.3R trade really quick in and out. This was good too, but either of those, like again, I just didn't take them. Number one, again, we were in that 2-minute gap. I just did not want to see price just start reversing quick and then dump again. But if you did use this market open wick as a draw on liquidity, obviously that would have hit. And again, remember, CE, the 15-minute gap, is resting literally right below that market open wick. So that makes it even better. Just personally, I didn't really like it. From there, we tap CE, the gap. We sweep these internal lows. You look at ES. ES, where was ES at this point? Hold on a second. Oh, we're over here. I'm thinking of, okay. Yeah, so ES is moving down at this point. They're just kind of moving uncorrelated. So I'm kind of looking for some direction. I want to see either price trade through this 15 and go lower, or see what happens if we want to displace and go higher. So at this point, it was like 9:45 and we just started slowly chopping to the upside right here. Now, I didn't like anything delivering off this 15-minute gap. I didn't see anything I would have taken. Again, we did sweep. Let me check ES. I don't think we had an SMT here. Let me just see. No, ES was dumping like crazy here. So at this point, I wasn't sure if ES wanted to run these lows, but NQ kept holding this 15-minute gap. So it was kind of just throwing me off. So I didn't want to take anything over here. And then we start to kind of trade up. Then we have 10 a.m. news, so I wait for that. We end up getting this small SMT right here. But again, we're not really delivering out of anything, but we did displace past this market open high. We came back, got a retrace with an SMT. So at this point, I'm like, okay, previous day high looks like the obvious draw on liquidity. I think we can take that out. Again, the problem really is that we're not really delivering off anything. Like, we kind of just bounce off this 15-minute gap, and we're just kind of just trading in the middle. It really wasn't anything clean. I guess we were holding this kind of 1-minute gap, but it's just, I don't know. But anyway, we had this 1-minute bearish gap right here. If you did enter right here, you kept your stop here, and then you just targeted previous day high, that would have been a good trade. I just personally didn't like the close on this 1-minute candle. As you can see, it closed with this top wick, and I was like, okay, maybe we might get manipulated. Like, I'd rather just wait. So then this next candle closes right here. This was my entry right here. I'm like, okay, I can get a 1-to-1 to previous day high if I run my stop below the 1-minute inverse. And on top of that, the 2-minute right here closed bullish. I was like, okay, this looks strong. Previous day high looks pretty obvious at this point. So we start obviously pushing into profit, and I go break even after this candle because I'm like, okay, clearly we should just keep pushing higher. Like there's no reason. And obviously it takes me out break even, and then it ends up delivering. But again, I don't think that was a bad trade. I don't think that was a bad mistake on my part. I do think I went break even at a fine point. I did not think price was going to stop raid me like that, but it is what it is. If you guys did get this 1 minute inversion, that would be a good trade at 10:06. But again, you got to just look at the context. Like at this point, right? This was a riskier, like this wasn't like a great setup. Again, we did have that SMT, but I don't know, it just did not look good. Like you see the delivery, how slowly we're chopping. When you see price action and moving like this, it's not moving very fluent. I mean, I probably shouldn't have even taken this one, but I did have faith in that draw on liquidity. It just didn't end up going my way, but yeah, that was pretty much it for that. From there, obviously, we just trade right to those daily highs, and we really don't get a retrace, and that was pretty much it. So the setups of the day, again, if you did short this candle right here at 9:35, I don't think this is bad. I think this is actually good if you just targeted, market open wick right here, which was like right above CE, or you could have targeted the CE, that 15-minute gap. I do think that's a great trade. Again, I just didn't like it because that 2 minute gap was there, and I had a bullish bias, so I didn't want to see price tap and then keep going because I've seen that happen multiple times. Again, you could have maybe shorted this candle right here, even though it is pretty close. Like you would have had to, that's like a scalp really. I probably wouldn't take something like that. From there, we get this slow chop to the upside. This was a decent setup right here. If you did get this 1 minute inversion, I just didn't like the candle close. If you did get in where I got in and you just held through. But again, I don't think we expected it to rip this aggressively. I did think we'd get a retrace or something, but it is what it is. Main thing here is you're going to see days like this where there's price action is just kind of moving up choppy. Obviously, there's going to be opportunities every single day, but when you have choppy price action like this and you're getting break even or you're just not seeing the clean delivery, it's fine to just sit out and not take anything. Like it's better to just sit out and miss a trade or to take a break even than go back and get caught in this chop, because a lot of people likely got caught in this chop. Like for example, you probably could have seen people trying to I don't know. There's probably people trying to short right here. There's probably people trying to short right here thinking we're going to dump, and then we just keep going higher. And it's like when you prioritize the draw, you're usually going to be right, which again, my idea was right, just wrong or unfortunate break even. But anyway, that's it for this breakdown, guys. I just wanted to go through some setups on the day. Let me know what time you guys took trades today, if you guys took anything or if you guys took a loss, a break even. I don't think today was the greatest day of price action, but obviously there's always opportunities. Again, but when you do have delivery like this, sometimes it's just best to avoid the market. But that's it from me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys want to see these every single day, join the Discord, links in the pinned comment. And that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.